Hey everybody, I'm ZeldaMaster and welcome to Hyrule Warriors! This video is going to cover most of the features as well as my thoughts and opinions about the game. If you're trying to refrain from any spoilers, don't worry, I'll be sure not to go over anything that isn't already obvious about the game. So let's go ahead and get started. Now as you can tell, I'm playing the Japanese version of the game because thanks to my good friend Solipones, I was able to get my hands on this version. And yeah, I played a lot of it, so I'm excited to share my opinions with you guys. Yeah, now to start things off, we're going to go ahead and look at the modes of the game. The first thing we have is story mode. This allows you to play through all of the stages in order with a bunch of cutscenes in between, and you play as certain characters for each stage. It's really fun. It's pretty much the main mode of the game. Secondly, we have the free play mode, which allows you to replay all of those stages, as well as pick any character that you currently have unlocked within those stages. So if you want to revisit certain stages and get certain items and things from them, you can easily play free play mode. Thirdly, we have the challenge mode slash adventure mode, which is definitely the most interesting mode they added to the game. This is definitely a Zelda-like thing to it. I'm going to go ahead and show this one off though. We'll be sure to jump back in one of the story slash free play modes in a second because I want to play a level for you guys on that. But here we have the challenge slash adventure mode, and how this works is, well, you play as a character and you go through this Zelda 1 type map. And every single small quadrant has its own challenge to it, and basically you can unlock certain items as well as certain characters. If you go ahead and look up here, that small sprite up there is actually a character you can unlock, but we don't have access to that yet because we have to do it in a certain path, and we unlock certain areas by doing so. So let's go ahead and I guess take on the first challenge, which should be really easy, and this is defeat 300 enemies. As you can tell, we got an S rank on that because I played it before, of course. So yeah, and here are the characters we currently have unlocked. Obviously, this is Solipones' Wii U. If you've been watching his Let's Play on his channel, it has a bunch of spoilers, by the way, just saying, but you'd know all about this. I'm gonna go ahead and play as a character you guys might, not know because, yeah, Lana is a new character to the game and she's Hyrule Warriors exclusive, so I'm gonna play as her for this, but when we go to free play mode, I'll be sure to play as the main character, Link. Actually never played as Lana, so this is gonna be interesting. So basically how this works is each character, or at least some of the characters, have weapons you can choose from. As you can tell, Lana has her spell book, as well as the Deku Staff, and there are multiple ones of it with certain elements to it, like enchanted to the weapon itself. And there are certain ones that are stronger than one another, as well as certain buffs to the weapon, but since I can't read Japanese, I don't know what these buffs are. And every single mode has two-player mode in it. One will be playing on the gamepad, and one will be playing on the screen, as I right now. And here's a small loading screen. It has some small tips, but there's really no point to look at it because, yeah, it's all in Japanese and I can't read it. So let's go ahead and get started, and we have 10 minutes to kill 300 enemies, which isn't going to be hard whatsoever. If you guys play Dynasty Warriors, you should get used to this similar type of format really fast because it's super similar to Dynasty Warriors. As you can tell, how this works is you just go ahead and spam the same button, which is Y in this case, and if you hit X in between, two sets of clicking Y twice, you can go ahead and do a certain combo. As you saw there, I took out a giant slingshot, and here I'm summoning this weird water thing that is attacking my enemies. But her normal attacks are just with the staff, and then if she was using the book, it'd be a little bit different, but you generally get what I mean. And here, an enemy is gonna appear. This is the King Dodongo. Yeah, it's actually the first boss within the game. And since we're in challenge mode, we're gonna go through a lot of these bosses as well as stages that you get from story mode. It's really interesting and really fun, as well as time consuming. So as you can tell, I already have over 100 enemies killed. We're gonna be able to do this really easily. We can actually I'm pretty sure we can avoid that boss and just continue killing all these Stell Childs. This game is actually really fun and super time consuming with this challenge mode, and I am so excited when the actual game comes out and I'm able to play my own version as well as it being in English. So let's go ahead and use our special attack, which is our Musou. If you guys play, like I said, Dynasty Warriors, all of this should look really similar to you and just make a lot of sense. Here for Lana's Deku Staff, we basically summoned the Great Deku Tree and attacked all of the enemies that were near it, and that was pretty much it. So yeah, not too interesting, but every single character is really unique in their own way, which makes it super awesome. And it's overall just really fun to try out all of the different characters. Like I said, I never actually played as Lana, so this is my first time trying her out, and she's pretty fun, I'll do say that. At least with the Deku stuff, I'll be sure to play as her in, you know, her other weapons and stuff. But yeah, each character has a certain amount of weapons. Obviously, Link is going to have the most because, you know, he's the main character, so yeah, you're going to have to get used to that. But yeah, I'm trying to ignore this King Dodongo, and the main reason is because the first level within the game also has that as a boss, so if I'm going to show it off in a bit, I wouldn't really like to fight him now. I'll fight him later. So let's just focus on killing 300 enemies. But yeah, there are, I believe, a total of 13 or 14 characters. I'm not entirely sure. We have almost all of them unlocked. I believe all that's left is pretty much 1 or 2 more characters left. But I don't want to spoil who they are, even though they have all been announced and they're obvious who it can be unlocked and whatnot. But yeah, I'm just gonna try to refrain from all of that. But as you can tell, all of these enemies that are near us are dying pretty fast. We're just able to kill them in one hit, and that's because we're really leveled up with Lana. Basically, you can add certain buffs to your character to let him do like, I guess, certain types of moves slash combos, as well as we can increase her Musou gauge. As you can tell, we can do it twice in a row. Either because she's really high leveled or she has a certain buff that we added. I'm honestly not entirely sure, but as you can tell, the HUD disappeared because, yeah, we're done. We killed 300 enemies, and that does that for this. So, yeah, with certain characters you play as in this challenge slash adventure mode, you'd be able to find certain items. It tells you before entering the stage, and with that, we completed the very first challenge within the game. So, yeah, it was pretty fun, but really easy, especially with us being so over-leveled. Here we have her small victory dance. You'll see that she summons the Great Deku Tree and just, you know, looks over to the horizon, as well as pets the tree. Yes, pet the tree, Lana. It's a nice tree. Look at it, it's a lot smaller than what the Deku Tree would really be, but you guys get what I mean. And there we go. Here's the victory screen. We got a cool render of her. We got an S rank, as well as a compass. This compass will allow us to solve certain secrets and figure out some certain things in certain quadrants. Basically, you can pick up the items from what's on the small quadrant in each section. If you see a compass or a lamp or anything, that's pretty much what you can do. So yeah, that does it for adventure mode. Now you guys got a general gist of how that works. Let's go ahead and check out the other features. Here we have like the gallery mode, where we can look at certain character renders as well as their weapons of what they're holding. So here we got Link with the ball and chain, as well as the giant gauntlets. We have Link with the magic rod, as well as Link with the Highland shield and master sword. And here's Link with the normal sword and shield. And yeah, we can basically look at certain characters. I believe you have to unlock their like gallery view thing. So far we only have 4 unlocked, sadly, but when I do a 100% Let's Play, you'll be able to see all of this in English as well as everything. But, you know, it's in Japanese, so it's a little hard to 100%. Here we can listen to all of the themes within the game, which is really cool. It's actually a really nice feature. All of this is super similar to what Dynasty Warriors had. Here is what the golden skeletals are for. Basically, each golden skeletal you collect, you get a certain piece of a poster that you'll be able to unlock. So far, we're about to finish this one. So if we get more golden skeletals, we'll finish that, and we should be able to jump to a different poster. It's really cool, and I can't wait to see the finished product. You can actually look at it as a wallpaper maybe when it's done. I'm not entirely sure. I really hope you get a better view than what it is now in that small frame. But yeah, and for the last feature we have here is just certain achievements. Pretty interesting, but you can't really read it. At least I can't. You know, if you know Japanese, then good on you. And then here's just a normal option slash settings feature. Took me a while to get to these two because I had to play a challenge in between, but I don't care. I'm going to roll with it. Alright, so now that we looked at the general features within the game, let's go ahead and jump into free play mode and play the very first stage. The cool thing about free play mode is they also show the cutscenes that are in adventure mode. You can still replay levels in adventure, or rather story mode, but the difference is you're kind of like you're forced to play as a certain character for that area. At least if you're first player. If you're second player, I believe you can play as anyone. But since we're only playing as one person, I want to play in free play mode and jump into the very first level. As you can tell, we completed it on normal. That's what the green skeleton has a check mark for. At least normal difficulty, and then there's easy as well as hard. And we got the heart container as well as heart piece for Link in this level, as well as the golden skull. So it's technically 100%. I mean, I guess if we did it on hard, it'd be better, but you guys get what I mean. It's on normal. I'm going to keep it on normal. But before we jump into this level, let's go ahead and press the plus button, and we can open up the shop. Here we can level up a bunch of characters, and as well as add these certain buffs I was speaking about earlier. You can pretty much do it to any certain character. Still don't know what these do because, yeah, they need to be translated. Here you can actually level them up. It also costs rupees. Almost everything costs rupees to do. I believe here you can buy certain items or something. And here we should be able to enchant our weapons with other things. But I'm going to leave it at that. So that's the shop for you. I can't wait until I get it in English. I know I mentioned that a lot, but it's like I really want it to be in English so I know what I'm talking about. But yeah, there we go. So let's go ahead and play as Link. As you can tell, he's level 38, the strongest that we have. So yeah, everyone else isn't nearly as strong as Link. Link is going to dish out the most damage, especially in the early levels, because the enemies don't get any stronger as you come back to the levels. So you're gonna find me breeze through this level, but anyways, I'm gonna want to play with the Master Sword, and I didn't mean to open up the shop again. I thought I actually closed the shop. Let's go back again, select Hyrule Castle, or rather Hyrule Field, play as Link. We're gonna pick the Master Sword like this, and as you can tell, there's like a certain enchantment we can get on the weapon if we kill 2,500 Bokoblins, or I guess just generally enemies. So we're gonna try to do that, but let's go ahead and jump into it. You got a cool loading screen. Here you can see like the classic Link from the original Legend of Zelda fighting in Octorok, and that's it. He killed it, and there you go. You got the Triforce, and everything has been loaded. Here you can see the details about the stage, as well as get a general perspective of where you're gonna start and everything on the map. You have 60 minutes to do it, but I think we can do this with ease. So here we go, the beginning cutscene to the game. This isn't necessarily the intro cutscene. The intro cutscene is really beautiful. This is just leading up to the first level. So I'm assuming it says Hyrule Field. Let's go ahead and get started. So now that we are actually playing in free play mode, we should have a Link with us. At least the main Link for this story, also moving around. Let's see if I can find him. If I do find him, I'll make sure to show him off, because, yeah, he's going to be playing his own story as we just destroy through baddies. Free play mode still acts out the story, but if you're playing as a different character, or even the same character, I still think it doesn't change anything about that. So we might actually see Link in the crowd here. So, yeah, there'll be 2 Links. What the F? 2 Links? Either that, or we are the main Link. I honestly don't know. At least one of the instances when playing it, I had another Link playing with me, which was the story mode Link of this section. But it seems that we are the main Link, because here, the fairy that will talk for Link when small text bubbles appear will be this fairy. And I actually forgot her name, but I don't really care. Yeah, soon you'll find Link's icon with the fairy, and every time you see Link's text bubble on the screen, it will be the fairy actually talking, and not Link. It is not Navi, for those wondering. No, it's a different fairy. Has a different name and kind of serves a different purpose, I guess. Not really. It's just like the voice of Link. So I guess not. It seems that we are the Link of the level. This might sound really confusing to you guys, saying, why would there be another Link? Oh, and this is what I was talking about. This is a text bubble I meant that was going to pop up. See, the fairy's the one talking, not Link. But as you can tell on the map, there are certain things going on. In this level, we should pick up the bombs, but since I'm doing free play mode, I have all of the items that I've obtained from other levels and stuff. I'm just able to continue on like this. Here, what we want to do in these small, like, walls in between, like, there are certain, like, walls guarding you. You'll find a small bar that appears under the map. If you kill all the amount of enemies as well as the general that appears right after, you'll be able to claim this small section, and your allies will spawn in this small, like, castle wall of sorts. And with that, you can pretty much continue on throughout the game in certain points. I believe this door has now opened since we did that, and we should find a cutscene right up ahead. Yes, here is one of the enemies. This enemy isn't really that main to the story itself, but this is Volga. I honestly don't know his backstory too much, but he obviously has a relationship with Volvagia, the boss for the Fire Temple in Ocarina of Time. He's a really interesting character, but as you can tell, I'm going to destroy him rather quickly. Here I'm using my Musou. It's a great spin attack by Link, and we pretty much destroyed him here. Yeah, I'll be able to like beast through them. This is like way too easy with being this high level. And now a cutscene's going to appear. Link is all beat up, even though in reality I pretty much two-shot him. And now, as you can tell earlier, he transformed from a dragon to human. He's going to transform part of his head to a dragon and try to attack Link, and he does. Dang, Link got dragon slapped right in the face. And our girl Impa is here to, you know, save the day. So, what's going to happen? Well, oh no! They've been attacked! I guess our hero is dead. Or not! With the power of the Triforce, Link was somehow able to create a shield to block the fiery breath of Volga. And here we can continue on. So, yeah, pretty cool cutscene. Here, we kind of like unlocked a cool combo. If you hit the enemy a certain amount of times, you'll be able to dish out a bunch of damage. There are like certain weak spots to the enemy. If you do it, you'll be able to do that. It's a really cool type of combo thing that you can unlock. I like it. Not necessarily unlock, but like do to the enemy. But let's go ahead and continue on. The flag that is on the map is usually the main character to this area, and we don't want that, like he or she, to die, or we kind of lose this stage. Luckily, there are a bunch of checkpoints within this game, so if you lose a certain mission, you'll be able to replay it at a certain point, at least if you unlock the checkpoint, unlike Dynasty Warriors, because in Dynasty Warriors, if you lose, you have to start the whole thing, and you know, some levels are like 30-minute like length, so you have to replay through all of that and go through all of the events. Might get a little repetitive, but generally this should be easy as long as you pay attention to the map. And since this is the first level, I don't really need to pay attention to the map because, yeah, things are gonna go our way regardless, because this whole place is supposed to be easy. But anyways, this area opened up. Let's go ahead and run down, and I believe we should find, yes, a chest. This should contain rupees. I believe this was actually going to contain the bombs, but since we played it before, obviously you guys didn't see, but if you haven't played this before, in story mode you would have got the bombs, and with the bombs you would have been able to destroy these rocks. But yeah, since we have the bombs, we can easily break them. So the bombs are like the main item for this game. Here we can go through all of the other items you obtain. Don't really want to show too much of it. They're pretty obvious what they are if you just look at the icon. But you know, I'll let you guys experience it when you get the game for yourself. Anyways, down all the way here where the X is on the map, something is happening. I believe so, at least. Or maybe not. Let's just go ahead and continue bashing through these enemies and see what we can do from here. I just want to like take this a little slowly because, as you can tell, I almost have 600 kills. I haven't really been like doing much. I haven't like actually been focusing enemies. It's just me slicing through them is that easy. Every enemy dies within one hit. Just like that. Yeah, we're just destroying these Bokublins. Just like slash, bye. But for those of you who don't know, as you can tell, yeah, these are the Bokublins that resemble the ones from Skyward Sword. And the reason for that is because, also I'm going to head over to the X because I'm pretty sure that's how you advance throughout this. But back to what I was saying, this game like kind of takes off in between this world as well as the three other worlds of Twilight Princess, Ocarina of Time, and Skyward Sword. Those worlds connect to this world, and that's where the whole plot begins. You'll see later on. I don't know if I'm going to show that cutscene because you guys should experience it for yourself, but that's the general plot as we know. We've seen from trailers and stuff, but thought I would explain it for those of you who don't exactly understand what was happening from the trailers. But there you go, Zelda was talking. There is no voice acting, it's just grunts as the text bubble appears, but that's fine on its own. Here, the text bubble down there has Wizrow, which is an enemy within the game. He's no ordinary boss. He will reappear and do some nasty things, but we're gonna have to stop him as well. We almost have 1,000 KOs, which is gonna be pretty sick. I'm gonna try to aim for that, I guess, but let's go ahead and run over here. I believe the princess should be right here, chilling out. Yes, she is. We should help her because it looks like she needs some help, even though in reality she's covered by Hylian Knights. But over there, actually, seems like something is going on. Let's go ahead and check it out. Let's keep running and actually claim this wall here. So if we killed a certain amount of enemies like this, if you look at the bar right under the map, it's slowly depleting. Now we should just kill this general that spawned after it does deplete, and there we go. We have all of this for ourselves. Now our allies will be there. I'm gonna go ahead and run over here because there is a Hylian guard who needs help, so I think I should help him out. As you can tell, yeah, he is dying, I believe at least. And here we got some Lozolfos. I'm gonna quickly bash this guy out, and he has died, as well as this Moblin, or rather Bokoblin, and there we go. So another area completed. If you're trying to 100% this game and you're playing as a character that is necessary for this level, like I currently am, you'd want to make sure you take out every single section within the map and claim everything, because if you do, you'll unlock certain secret chests, as well as it will just assure you that you'll get everything you want from this. So here we have our princess running to this area here, and we should be heading there as well because the Great Fairy is here. Basically, the icon that has the purple Triforce is where the Great Fairy is in certain levels, and you're going to need her a lot throughout the game. I like how they incorporated her within the game, and she plays a pretty big role. I mean, she has a lot of powers, so we kind of need her for certain things. But let's go ahead and summon her by running right up here. If we just wait a second, we should be able to click Y, I believe. Or a cutscene should just automatically happen. Let's really see what happens. It has an X on the map. So there we go. Zelda is here. I guess we have to wait for her. And now, as soon as her text bubble disappears, checkpoint saving, and there we go. Now we summon the Great Fairy. Yeah, she resembles the one from Ocarina of Time as well as Majora's Mask. And she'll just generally help us out. She usually gives a certain buff to your weapon, or allows, you to continue on with the level. So I believe here, yeah, she is strengthening our bombs, and now our bombs will be giant nukes that we can throw down. This Goron's like, my food! She just took it away. Well, she's gonna make it bigger. Now you have food for days, my friend. I don't think Gorons eat bombs, but still, when he was holding it just looked like he was pretty darn hungry. So there we go. And we got 500 kills for that. She literally killed 500 by dropping that giant nuke. So yeah, and it went to our counter, which is pretty nice. We have 1,500 already. Gosh dang, it is pretty easy. The Master Sword is technically a different class than the normal Sword and Shield, which is cool, even though all of the abilities and whatnot are super similar. But yeah, the Master Sword is so much stronger. It just feels like it's on a completely different level, which is pretty rad. But when you see someone talking there, it kind of shows you where the bubble's coming from, which is interesting. I think Zelda retreated or something. Something bad happened within the plot to where she disappears, sadly. And now we're going to have to face this enemy, which is the King Dodongo. We obviously saw King Dodongo previously in the challenge mode. Now it's time to take him on here, and he's the main boss of this level. So to make it to him, we have to run down here, and I believe this gate will open. The orange lines on the map in certain areas means it's closed. So here it should disappear. Yep, it did, because he just broke through it. I'm gonna ignore him for a second. It's gonna drop the morale for my allies, I guess. But I want to go ahead and head up here and check out what's going on at first. Just ignore him and see exactly what's cooking up here. I believe Wizrow should be chilling. Yes, he is. I'm gonna kill him instead, because let's do something different. I believe he's like a secret. If you do kill him, maybe you get a certain item. Maybe that's how you're supposed to get the heart container, but he completely disappeared actually, so never mind. Obviously, I don't know everything to this. I mean, yeah, I've played a lot of it, but the fact that it's in Japanese means, yeah, I don't really understand what's going on. But I'm letting my allies die for a second. They're in dire need of help. But I want to quickly clear out this area just so I can. There we go. Now I feel like I'm accomplished. Let's go ahead and run down to King Dodongo and beat his butt. Yeah! There he is chilling out. And yes, what's really cool about this game is, I'm going to quickly just Musou through all of these baddies. But what's really cool about this game, I'm also going to do it again actually. I already cut myself off constantly. Yeah, apologize me for cutting myself off. But what's really cool is fighting him is just like how you did in Ocarina of Time. You want to throw some bombs in his mouth as he's charging a giant fireball. I actually didn't hit him there. But let's go ahead and wait again for him to do that. So go ahead and start breathing in some fire if you so desire. Like, we can also hit him like this, but it doesn't do nearly as much damage as what's going to happen in a second once he decides to breathe in more fire. So I'm going to go ahead and run around. What's really cool is you can lock on generals and bosses like this. You can only lock on them. You cannot lock on the smaller enemies. That would be kind of confusing if you could. But as this guy continues to go forth, we should be able to fight him. There we go. Are you going to start charging up your attack? Or there we go. Let's go ahead and throw some bombs. Alright, he swallowed him, and he's gonna be stunned. Yes, just like the Ocarina of Time battle. And with that, we'll be able to dish damage. As you can tell, that thing right up on top, right on top of his head. If we destroy that and pretty much have it like, what am I trying to say? If we get it all the way down to nothing, we'll be able to do a cool combo. And that's what I was trying to do. Sadly, I like had one more hit left before that would have happened. We would have killed him if we were able to get that combo, because that combo does like half of the boss's HP. Also in grass you can find some hearts and all their recoveries like that, as well as pots, but I've been ignoring the pots. The pots should have been obvious though, because there are in Dynasty Warriors as well. You can do that, but I'm just gonna wait for this guy so I can end this off. Once he breathes in more fire like this, let's go ahead and throw it, and let's hit him a couple more times. I can either use my Musou or hit him like once, twice, and we're almost done. We almost have it. And there we go. And now he's going to do a super cool special attack that will completely kill him. And with that, we are done. So that was the boss of the level. We got a bunch of rupees from that. Everything is done. You can't attack once this screen appears. You'll just have victory text bubbles or things popping up. And yeah, that was pretty good. I like how that Hylian guard is still complaining because his text bubble is red. But we did everything, so chill out. They all are. I guess something bad happened into the story. Huh. Yeah, the music changed. Well, I'm not going to show off what happens next, but there we go. Okay, so I skipped the cutscenes that were going to happen right after that because, you know, that would have kind of spoiled some of the things I didn't want to show off, so I apologize. If you want to see those cutscenes, make sure to check out Sully Pones' free mode Let's Play of this. I'm in it, so if you want to see all those cutscenes, you can go ahead, but I want to refrain from spoilers. Anyways, these are all the items I picked up from defeating those generals, and you can only carry, I believe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, you can carry only 10 items at a time. And yeah, for each certain like class of weapon. And if you have more than that, you're gonna have to throw out some of your weapons. So let's go ahead and, or rather not necessarily throw out, but sell your weapons. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that by selling all of these, and you hit yes. So we got 5,000 rupees from that. Sheik also has a similar thing going on, so let's go ahead and sell out the really low ones. I'm just gonna sell that one because yeah, we only need to replace one. And here are some weird like cool relics and things you can pick up. I don't know what these do. I'm pretty sure they allow you to add certain buffs to the character as well as things to the weapon. But yeah, you can see the icons of upcoming stages. I don't want to show you what that three-way split is, but it should be obvious to what the story is based off of. But I think that does it for my Hyrule Warriors general roundup video. It was actually a lot shorter than I expected. I thought it would have been like an hour or so, but not really. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, make sure to leave a like. I hope you guys are excited for Hyrule Warriors coming out in, you know, Europe or the US, wherever you live. Because I sure am, and I will be doing 100% Let's Play of the English version of the game. So make sure to stay tuned for that. But anyways, yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I've been ZeldaMaster, and I'll see you all some other time. Goodbye!